results. Going to get right back to it. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Wrong about my Colts prediction yesterday. I think I said 23-21. Still won, 19-11, but whatever. No big deal. All right. So my videos today, tomorrow, Thursday, they're going to start getting shorter and shorter. And it's not because I am intentionally rushing or trying to get through these faster and make them shorter for you. It's just the further we go in the week, a little bit less that I have to explain each day. And really, it's the same thing when you're doing Fam 5 in class. On Tuesday, Wednesday, you may not even finish in the 15 minutes. Thursday, you might finish a little bit early, and then by Friday, you might be finishing 5 minutes. Hopefully not 5. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah, as you go a little bit further in the week, you get a little bit more confidence. You feel a little bit more comfortable with it. So it kind of matches how I do my videos. A little bit less to explain. They go by a lot quicker. And then Thursday will probably be the shortest video. But they get a little bit longer when I just keep talking and talking and talking. So I need to do less talking, more math. So we'll start with number 1. It said James read 3,472 pages of his book. Madeline read 1,382 pages more than James. How many pages did they read total? So again, hopefully, if you're watching these videos, I know you're not doing it. People aren't just seeing the word total and adding those two numbers together, because one of those numbers does not represent the actual amount of pages that somebody read. When it says Madeline read 1,382 pages more, that means I've got to do something with that number to get Madeline's actual page total. So I think yesterday I did it with a chart. I'll do it with a chart again today. If I've got 2 people, I'll do J for James, M for Madeline. Now, one of those numbers I know for a fact is 3,472. That represents the number of pages that James read. But if I read the question correctly, I know that Madeline's number has to be 1,382 more than that. So when you see the word more, you need to be thinking, okay, I'm going to be doing some addition here. So let me take James' total number of pages. Let me add 1,382 more to that number, and that's going to give me Madeline's total. The addition here, again, not difficult. It's just a matter of reading the question. So in the ones place, 2 plus 2 is 4. Tens place, 8 plus 7 is 15. 5 stays, 1 goes. Hundreds place, you've got 4 plus 3 gives you 7, plus 1 gives you 8. And 3 plus 1 gives you 4. So Madeline actually read 4,854 pages. So if I want to figure out their total amount read, let me clear this out. I will take Madeline's 4,854 pages, James' 3,472 pages, add them up, and hopefully see that as an answer choice. In the ones place, 4 plus 2 is 6. Tens place, 7 plus 5 is 12. 2 stays, 1 goes. Hundreds place, 8 plus 4 gives you 12. Plus 1 more gives you 13. 3 stays, 1 goes. And last but not least, in the thousands place, 4 plus 3 is 7. Plus 1 more is 8. That would be 8,326, which is A. Make sure your answer matches what you're circling, because B looks very, very similar. And guys, that is by design. At the end of the year, the EOG, whoever creates that thing, they are almost getting paid to try to trick you. So don't let them do that. Just make sure your answer matches and you'll be good. So for number 1, I'd like to see that one going up quite a bit. I'm filming these videos again, film them early, so I don't know how we did on Monday, but I'm assuming they were not great. So hopefully Tuesday's numbers are going to be a little bit better. All right, number 2, another question where you just got to read. Give me 1 second. I'm a little parched. All right. Ooh. Ice cube. There are 36 tickets on the table. Rowan and 3 friends want to split the tickets evenly. How many tickets will each person get? Again, the one word that sticks out to most people here would be each. You could be dividing. You could be multiplying. A couple things to look at. You can look at your answer choices, see if they're getting bigger or smaller, or see if there's some other words in that question that might lead you down one path a little bit more likely to do something than the other. Now, looking at the answer choices, they're all getting smaller. So I can't multiply and get a smaller number. So that right there tells me I'm going to be dividing. But also, guys, anytime you see that word split, And especially if you're splitting them evenly or into equal groups, that's also going to lead me to divide. Here's what most people who miss it are going to do. They're going to take 36, they're going to divide by 3, they're going to put 12, and those people will have done great math, but they did not read. Rowan and 3 friends is Rowan and 1, 2, 3 people, which is in reality 36 divided by 4. If you know your facts, like I really want you to know them, you're getting this answer, you're moving on, you're good to go. You know 4 times 9 gives you 36. If you didn't know what 36, or if you didn't know 4 times something to get you 36, list your multiples: 4, 8, 12, up until you get to 36. Or you can actually draw 4 people and start passing out 36 tickets. Again, I'd rather you have it memorized, but there are strategies that you can put into place where you can get the answer regardless. So this is kind of one of those no excuse questions where you've got ways to do it. It's just a matter of you doing them. So a little bit of effort required in that one if you don't know your facts, but if you do, that one gets way easier for us. All right, told you yesterday, 3 and 4, these are going to be a problem. They're tough. They're not going to be easy questions. And you may not understand it today. You might not understand it tomorrow. So if it takes you a few days to get it, that's fine. The only day that matters is Friday, guys. So it says the area of my square garden is 49 square feet. What is the perimeter? So we're trying to find the perimeter, which we know, the distance around the outside. And we learned yesterday that the area is the inside. Area inside, perimeter outside. We also said anytime you're thinking area or you hear area, you need to be thinking that area is equal to length times width. You might need to write that down somewhere and just look at it 20 times a day. Area is equal to length times width. Now, as soon as you saw this question, you should have instantly drawn the shape that it told you you had, because it doesn't give us a picture. If it says I've got a square garden, I'm going to draw a square garden. And the most important thing about a square is it's got 4 equal sides. So I know whatever I put on the top and the bottom, I've got to put on the left and the right. Otherwise, it's not a square. So if I know the area is 49 square feet, that means I did something times something to get 49. My length times my width gave me 49. And those numbers have got to be the same because it's a square. Again, if you know your facts, that's no problem. You would know instantly that 7 times 7 would give you 49. You just figured out your length and your width. And by figuring out your length and your width, really, you just figured out every side, because all sides got to be 7 if it's a square. Now, if you didn't know, you can start with some low numbers and work your way up. Let me try 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4, 5 times 5, because you know the numbers got to be the same. All right, now my sides all match my area. I'm still not done. I've got to figure out what the perimeter is now. I've got to add all the way around that square. So I could go 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Or in this case, since it's a square, I could do 7 times 4. Either way, the total distance around the outside of that square would be 28 feet. I could see some people choosing A, 7 feet, because they figured out, ooh, my length and my width are 7, that's my answer. But then you got to go a step further. You still got to find the perimeter. So that one, along with number 4, I figured we're going to be pretty low on Monday. Hopefully a little bit better today. Regardless, that's maybe one to take notes on. Maybe come back and watch this video before you do FAM 5 tomorrow, so you got a little bit better idea of what to do when you do that new question. But I'm interested to see how we're doing on that question. All right, nope, don't clone it. Nope, don't, oh, come on, Huber. Number 4, I was thinking after I made that video yesterday, how this could be one of the harder ones. I take it back. I think if you watched that video yesterday, you could get it right today and you could get it right the rest of the week. Because it is very similar to what we used to do with the 4-digit times a 1-digit. It's just one extra step. So I kind of backtrack on that. I feel like this is one we should be able to do pretty well on. It said Hannah has 23 rows of carrots. There are 75 carrots in each row. How many carrots does she have total? Again, each doesn't automatically mean you're multiplying. Could be dividing. But if you look at your answer choices, they're all getting bigger. You also see rows of. Now, rows of is just like boxes of, groups of. All of those are pretty much going to lead me to multiply every single time. Now, when you see total, technically you could be doing addition here. You could do 75 plus 75 plus 75 23 different times. I'd rather you not do repeated addition because it's the same thing as multiplication. So, ton of different arrows pointing right at, hey, you need to multiply these numbers. So we're going to take 75, we're going to multiply it by 23. So if you remember what I said yesterday, I pirate eye this question. I kind of close one eye, put my thumb up, and I cover that 2 that's right here in the tens place. That way it just looks like I'm looking at 75 times 3, because I feel pretty comfortable that we can do that. So I'd start by doing 3 times 5. I'd get 15. 5 stays, 1 goes. Then I'd come over here, do 3 times 7. I'd get 21, plus 1 more is 22. All right, now I've got to multiply by this number in the tens place, which is 2, and I'm going to go in the same order that I just multiplied by in the ones place. I'm going to go over to the ones, then I'm going to go up to the tens. So I'm going to come down to this second line right here, and the first thing I've got to do is put my 0. I've got to put a 0, that's my placeholder, because again, if I'm multiplying right here in the in the tens place, the first number I'm going to put down here has got to be in the tens place. Otherwise, my answer won't be accurate. All right, so I'm going to kind of cover up this 1 because I use that in the ones place and it doesn't matter right now. All right, so then I will go 2 times 5. I would get 10. 0 stays. 1 goes. Then I'm coming across here, or going up to the tens place. 2 times 7, 14, plus 1 is 15. Then all I got to do is add those 2 numbers together. In the ones place, 5 plus 0 is 5. Tens place, 2 plus 0 is 2. Hundreds place, 5 plus 2 is 7. And then if I just add that 1, that gives me 1,725, which would be B. Don't forget the placeholder. That's always the biggest mistake. I'm not really worried about the facts. I think you guys know your facts well enough to be able to get that. But if not, again, there's no excuse because you can always list your multiples. If you don't know 3 times 5, list your multiples. But that one would have been B. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that one. Last one, the question that's not difficult, but you got to read. Got to put a picture to it. Give it a visual. It says Benji goes to Sheetz 4 days a week. Each day he buys 3 bags of gum. Each bag has 9 pieces of gum. How many pieces of gum does he buy each week? So this one you got to read very carefully. I'll do my picture a little bit differently. I'll do a chart today since I drew, I think, circles yesterday. Read a little, do a little, right? Benji goes to Sheetz 4 days a week. Check me out. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right. Each day he buys 3 bags of gum. 3 bags, 3 bags, 3 bags, 3 bags. So again, I can do something here because it says each day. Those 3 in each day, I could either add them up or I could multiply. Either way, whatever you're comfortable doing, you should end up getting 12. Now, it's very important that you know what that 12 represents. Does it represent days? Does it represent bags? Does it represent pieces? Because those are 3 different things we're looking at. Well, if you know that the 3 represents, that's 3 bags, 3 bags, 3 bags, 3 bags. That would mean that right now I've got 12 bags of gum. All right, so I can kind of cross these out as I use them. It says each bag has 9 pieces of gum. Now right here you can kind of go 2 different directions. If you know your facts and you feel confident in your keywords, you could just do some simple math right here. Again, I'm pretty visual, so if I've got 12 bags of gum, it takes me like 20 seconds to do this. Not even. Each of those are my 12 bags. Each of those bags has 9 pieces of gum. Again, doesn't take me long to do this visual. So again, when I said you could just do some simple math, you might not need that picture. You might know when you see each bag has 9, I can just go ahead and take that 12, multiply it times 9. If you have no idea, that picture kind of tells you. Like you could add all those up, or if you see 9 12 times, you could just go ahead and do 12 times 9. So when the question says how many pieces of gum does he buy each week? If you did 12 times 9, you would have gotten 108, which is C. If I can circle that. So again, that math is actually a little bit more difficult than yesterday, because yesterday I think you just did addition and subtraction, or maybe just subtraction. This time you're doing a whole lot of multiplication where you're required to know your facts, but also got to know those 12s. If you don't know them, list your multiples. All right, so as we get to tomorrow, Wednesday is the day where I expect everybody to be at least a 3. That is the goal, especially if you are watching the videos. If you have questions on any of these specifically, cut off, and you still don't get something on here, or I'm just not explaining it in a way that you understand, Zoom me, email me. Some of you guys do so good with that. Don't sit there and struggle. I'm here to help. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching.